Hey guys, and down here is giving my chapter review to My Hero Academia 222, Tomura Shigaraki Distortion. Or Boku no Hero Academia 222, Tomura Shigaraki Distortion. Now, this review is quite late. Apologies for that, but that seems to be the way things are going right now. I have learned from the great senpai, looks like it's Matt. Go check him out. He has taught me his ways, and that's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. So, what do we learn from this chapter? Shigaraki actually wears the dismembered hands of his family on his body. Now, this wasn't exactly a surprise, as everyone remembers how he addressed one of his hands as father when they infiltrated the training grounds for the UA kids right at the kind of the first arc of the series. And it doesn't really make the fact any less creepy, though. I mean, like, it possibly gives us more insight into how deluded and mentally unstable Shigaraki is, as opposed to his normally calm demeanor, and really no matter it doesn't really matter that he has that normally calm demeanor when he is clearly mentally deranged. And we see him in this kind of confused contradiction of emotions and feelings, where he says he can feel the rage boiling within him, and when he wears those hands, but it somehow calms him down too, as if the anger and pain is a source of both comfort and anguish for him. So you can see how confused the guy is and how really dark his upbringing must have been, and we go into that later on. We see All for One, when he wasn't Darth Vader, approach a young Tenko Shimura, who is in actual fact Shigaraki, which is it was cool seeing. It's always cool seeing All for One in any sort of flashback or anything like that. And this is after the young Tenko Shimura, or Shigaraki, has accidentally murdered his entire family with his newly awakened quirk. And he tells Shigaraki, the young Tenko, that he knows it hurts having been left alone by people who just passed him by all these so-called heroes, not saving this lonely child on the borderline of sanity. And All for One hugs Tenko, weirdly mirroring All Might, like the All Might of the future at this point, by telling the child that he is here now, you know. And I was like, yo, this feels so weird, you know, having All Might. That's kind of All Might's thing, you know, like everything's okay. Why? Because I'm here now. So it's just one of those ones where I thought this was a really weird mirror to have. All for One, All Might, you know, kind of the powers that are so intertwined in their fates and stuff like that, and just that kind of parallel in how they act as well. I just thought that was weird. So we then see the most disturbing part of the chapter. Right after All for One takes in the young Tenko, he calls in the doctor to the small room he's given to the boy, who has the dismembered hands of Tenko's family just scattered on this kind of counter. And young Tenko is told that he suddenly awakened a mutation type quirk and accidentally murdered his family. So his father, a possible sister, a corgi. We have no mention or sight of a mother, I don't remember one. And this causes the young Tenko to go into meltdown. Shigaraki, this is as sickening memories of his family's deaths enter his mind and flood into his kind of the floor of his brain. And he approaches their remains crying as he looks at them, almost as if he's afraid he's going to get reprimanded by these hands. But the really dark part is that no one really believes, I mean, as the fan base, no one really believes All for One's version of the story, which is also Shigaraki's version of the story. In fact, it looks very likely that either All for One gave Shigaraki the quirk and watched him accidentally kill his family, or All for One killed Shigaraki's family and then gave Shigaraki the quirk whilst also altering his memories with another quirk. Or maybe he was able to hide himself as he killed Shigaraki's family. This is All for One, and then he was later able to convince him that he was the one who killed his own family. Any which way you put it, it seems to be clear that All for One has somehow manipulated Shigaraki's memories into believing that he killed his own family, and that somehow the heroes were the ones to blame for abandoning him to his fate and nightmares. And with this, All for One directs the young boy's kind of hatred of the heroes, hatred to the heroes and the society which puts them on a pedestal, which is why Shigaraki has all of this hatred and anger towards them. So we see the League's reactions to Shigaraki's story, with Toga confused, Twice looking bemused, Dabi not giving a shit, and Spinner looking sullen and shocked by his leader's story. And with this, Shigaraki says he wants to remove this weight on his heart, this lead he calls it, which will come with destroying everything because he hates everything. Now, usually I would shit all over any character, any character who'd go so far as to say something stupid like they hate everything, so we'll bring everything down, and kind of use that as a reason for being a villain, kind of their motif. But looking at Shigaraki and how he was raised, how All For One has manipulated him into believing what he believes, and into hating and blaming heroes and society for the deaths of his family and his isolation, I can see why he has this expansive and deep hatred and kind of his hate everything vibe. So I'm okay with that. I don't mind Shigaraki having that. It doesn't really annoy me in any way. He tells the Doctor to lend him a hand, pun intended, in creating heaven and hell on Earth, which tickles the Doctor's fancy enough to say that he will serve Shigaraki, even though that was always on his mind and always his intention. So Toga questions her boss here, saying, are we going to destroy everything, including like the shit I like? So like, even if we're going to bring the whole world down, are we going to bring down the shit that I like? Essentially was what she asked. And Shigaraki here speaks like a proper leader, and he's like, anything that my crew want kept alive or whole or anything like that will be kept safe from harm. Anyway, the Doctor gifts the Nomus to Shigaraki and also tells him about this special power he's developed just for Shigaraki. However, he also tells him that they're too weak, the League as in general, and he won't hand over that power as of yet. So he tells Shigaraki that in order to receive his full and complete support, he must show that he can make Gigantomachia yield to him. With this, Dabi tells Shigaraki that he doesn't really give a shit about his leader's feelings and all that shit. He's just going to pursue a lead on a possible ally, a strong ally, he says. And this is where the Doctor recruits Dabi, asking him to help test out one of his high ends alongside himself, the Doctor. And this is obviously what we saw the result of, Dabi in the city, and then the high end Nomu going after Endeavour, and then Endeavour almost getting killed by high end. So that was kind of the end result of that. But going back with that, everyone is given transponders to contact the Doctor, and then they're teleported back to where Gigantomachia is, with Shigaraki now suddenly very motivated to get the giant to yield to him. The chapter ends with Spinner narrating that was their situation, and that the League of Villains would soon be destroyed. So a hype way to end it, and I wonder if that actually comes to fruition, or is there going to be some sort of double meaning, like that was the day the League of Villains was destroyed and we became like the nation of villains or something like that. It could mean something like that. I wouldn't put it past Horikoshi, like the League of Villains technically was destroyed but we became something so much more. Or is it actually going to be the League of Villains were destroyed by this kind of Detnerat or whatever they're called? So yeah, I really enjoyed this chapter. I haven't read the new one, but hopefully I should release the review for that sometime tomorrow. I'm hoping I can get that out tomorrow. So yeah, stay tuned for that. We also did, myself, Matt, Kishin Prime, and Zonin, who was the ringleader. We did our kind of tournament-based fight between 16 characters within My Hero Academia. Go check out the results for that. Go check out the video for that if it's on Zonin's channel. You're gonna have some fun going through that. We had some technical issues. We had some fun just rinsing each other and rinsing people in My Hero Academia, and we actually invented some cool names all the way throughout. So definitely go check that out. Like, comment, subscribe to all the guys mentioned. Like, comment, subscribe to myself. Let me know what you guys thought of this review, all of that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in a bit.